This is Sam, and if you're watching this video, you probably want to learn a little bit more about DCC. In today's video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to add a second control unit. So right now, this controller that I have, the power cab, is essentially the brains of everything. It remembers which engines are running and how fast. And NCE here has 2 ports on their main power panel that they have, and the left one is what's connected to the power cab. So if you want to run like a secondary controller like this guy, it comes pretty easy. They make 2 different versions of this. They make a potentiometer version, which I don't have, and what the potentiometer version is it just means that dial kind of stops, right? So I'm going to turn this dial around and around and around, and this doesn't stop. This is the encoder version. So you might see like a cab 06 P for potentiometer, but this one is a cab 06E. When the E stands for encoder, and that just means it's a smart encoder and knows where the 0 point is. Okay. Now to do an initial secondary remote, so if you want to have like another person with you run the train, all you have to do is connect it into the other port, and you'll see it booting up here. And I last had my Berkshire on it. And it's got all the other, the access to everything else, so horn, bell, lights, and whatnot. Now, you might go, why do you really need 2 remote controls at the same spot? Well, you don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you today how we're going to extend that. So give me a few seconds. I'm going to show you how to drill a hole into whatever fascia you have, and we'll get it added. So you're probably wondering where is a good spot to put your secondary controller. Well, what I want to do is I want to put it someplace where it's hard to reach with my other controller, and that is in the center of my table. So I'm standing in the center of my table right now, and what I've done is I've taken a couple of like 3/4 inch paddle bits, and I've drilled 2 holes and then used the paddle bit to kind of gouge out the middle bit. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow me to put this little UTP board that's in there. And what this thing does is, this is the front that shows the, that'll be on your fascia, and there's a panel that covers it up, and it'll fit in there nicely. And there's 2 back in here. One of these is going to go back to my original power panel, and that's going to allow the communications to this. So if I want to bring in that secondary controller, I can run it from inside of here. Okay. Now in the future, if I want to add another one, it would connect to this other back, I think it's RJ12 type of connection, and you can daisy chain them throughout your build. So give me a few seconds and I'll have this in. Okay, that's kind of what it looks like installed. To be honest, I didn't like the face panel of this. It felt much more less quality than the original one that I got with my power cab from NCE. There's a hole for an LED. It might be hard to see because it's black on black. But anyway, there's a hole, and there's no LED on this board, so it's kind of an open space. I guess I'm just being nitpicky, but I'm going to get under the table now. We'll wire it up, and I'll show you how to do that. I got it all wired up. I couldn't really take video under the table because it's just too gosh darn dark under there. And what I've done is I got it plugged into the panel on the inside. I'm going to create a holder for it, so if I want to sit on the inside of my train set, now I've got a controller. And remember I said there were 2 types of cab 06s that you can get from NCE. One is a potentiometer where this has a stop on it. So 0 is all the way down here and 100% is all the way over here. This is the not the potentiometer, but this is the encoder, which means that this doesn't really stop. It just, wherever you're at, as long as you thumb this up, the train will go. I got them going backwards, turn them off, changes direction to forward, wheel them up, and away he goes. So that's how you add a UTP panel. I hope you found the video useful. Please like, subscribe, and comment to my channel. I'm new at this. I'm just an average Joe. I've been doing this for 6 months, so hope you find it useful. Thanks.